Let me start by saying Megadong Hapong. And if I said that right, that's supposed to be good afternoon. But in my Espanol, I would say Buenas tardes. A todos. So it is a pleasure to be here with you today, to be able to visit your premises and especially learn about homemade ham making. I appreciate the opportunity of speaking with you about how the Rotary Action Group for Community Economic Development, or as past President Rudy said, RAG said, along with the Rotary Community Corps, can be an effective partner for Rotary clubs providing support and guidance on their community economic development and microfinance projects. While I'll be speaking about what we consider essential for effective microfinance and community development programs, first let me say a couple of words about the Rotary Action Group for Community Economic Development on what we are trying to accomplish. RAGSED, and I'll use the acronym, RAGSED is a global organization that is a source of knowledge and expertise to help Rotarians plan, implement, and manage impactful and sustainable economic development projects that create lasting change in poor and underserved communities. The key words are impactful and sustainable. Impactful because of the positive changes in the beneficiary community, both financially and socially. And sustainable because we want to ensure that the benefits will continue long after the initial Rotary participation has been completed. In 2015, the United Nations created 17 Sustainable Development Goals to be achieved by the year 2030. The number one goal is the elimination of poverty everywhere. And I think everybody here would like to see that as well. While poverty has been decreasing worldwide, the challenge we face today is that the coronavirus pandemic is projected to send 150 million people back into poverty. So this means we do have our work cut out for us as we work to eliminate poverty by empowering people. Now we come back to community economic development. And this is an area that comes in many shapes and sizes. We believe the best way to uplift a community's economy can only be determined by completing an assessment and evaluating the best options for addressing the highest possible priority needs. You may find that the economy is second to other priorities. Now, to what we consider the 6 pillars of success or essentials for effective community economic development and microfinance programs. The 6 pillars are, and you can see them on the slide, assessment, education, capital, mentoring, networking, and evaluation. When you think of community economic development, the first thing that might come to mind is capital investment. Capital may be needed, but is often not the most important statement in starting or sustaining an entrepreneurial business. As I mentioned, there are 6 pillars or essentials that support a successful and sustainable entrepreneurial project. So let's consider each individually. So the first is community assessment. All projects should begin with a community assessment. And what are the economic and natural characteristics of the community? What are its economic needs? What are the business opportunities and markets? These are just some questions that you ask yourself as you start the assessment. The community assessment confirms that economic development is a huge priority, that the community is receptive to the idea of business creation, and there are opportunities available to new entrepreneurs. We believe the most important pillar is education, which provides the entrepreneur with basic business skills. As I said, it provides the entrepreneur with basic business skills, how to do a budget, cash flow, basic financial statements, etc., and supports the creation of a business plan that becomes the roadmap for what is needed to start and to sustain the business. Many microfinance institutions will provide financial literacy training to many clients on an ongoing basis. Capital provides the resources needed to support the business plan. It can be money, equipment, services, or human capital. In every case, there needs to be access to sufficient capital to support initial business investment and a method for managing it. I mentioned earlier that capital may be needed, but it is often not the most important element in starting a business. This came out at a project in the USA, a microfinance project that was started by a Rotary Club in Raleigh, North Carolina. They noticed that new entrepreneurs to the program were looking first for education, then mentoring. They wanted these connections for ongoing support. Then came the need for capital. A mentor, the second most important pillar, can be a local business person who commits his or her time and knowledge to support an entrepreneur or a group of entrepreneurs. And it can start right from the first gleam of an idea through the creation of the business and beyond. And a mentor can be also local Rotarian, or perhaps somebody from the Rotary Community Corps. The mentor's responsibilities include being there to review strategy and performance, help anticipate and mitigate problems, and even more importantly, celebrate the successes with the entrepreneur. In effect, the mentor advises and supports the entrepreneur during the process of moving the business from plan to reality. Business growth comes from adding new customers or adding products. Creating networking opportunities is the next logical step once the business has reached its initial goals and is looking to grow into current and new markets with the assistance of new partnerships. Evaluation tells you how you're doing and any corrective actions that may have to be made. It also provides feedback to your investors and to your community. Knowing the specific results of the project must be followed by determining the impact on the community, both financially and socially. So a program or project may not require all 6 pillars or essentials, but we believe they must be considered as it is created. So I hope this presentation provides you with a good idea of what we feel is required when working with Rotary clubs on new or existing projects. You can also reach out, and this is something we just formalized on Tuesday. The new RAGSED Philippines chapter, and any information you need can be obtained through past President Rudy. And something else for you to consider is becoming a member of RAGSED so that we, all of us, can even make a more positive impact in communities when working together with Rotary clubs on their programs. This includes Rotary, Rotary Community Corps, and any other non-Rotarian that has a passion to be a source and knowledge with some expertise to create positive, lasting change in poor and underserved communities. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.